Is it on, Tommy? Ranking my stones from 63 to 73. Well, I think I will put at the bottom, monsieur. At the very bottom. Got live if you want it. Maxi single or EP. Japanese, I think. Yeah, made in Japan. Mono. Bottom of the list. And coming in second from the bottom will be. Yeah. A couple of CDs here. December's Children, everybody's. It's a hodgepodge. Pretty awful. I had it on vinyl. I basically just have it because it's my favourite cover. Favourite cover, but yeah, a US only, I think. Yeah, abomination actually. So don't forget to include this one because I just made a video and now I'm going to make it all over again because I forgot to include the most important one. Working our way up, we've got the bottom two. Then I think we'll go with the debut. We'll go with the debut for next up. Pretty good debut, this. Excellent. This is my original Australian mono. Walking the Dog. I love that. Yeah. Tell Me You're Coming Back to Me. That's their first, one of their earliest songs, and it's very good, but they wrote some real bummers around this time as well. Yeah, it's pretty much, pretty full-on, energetic little album, this. Very good debut album. Then we'll go with their second album, which this is the official UK album, is called The Rolling Stones number 2. Similar to the first, moving, along the same lines. They've included a few of their early compositions on here, which are pretty piss weak, but I do like Off the Hook. The standout track on this to me is probably the two standouts are Under the Boardwalk and Down the Road a piece. On this version of these songs appear also on 12 by 5. So the next in my going up the list will be 12 by 5, which is same cover, just with writing on it, but it's about roughly half the tracks off the UK are on this. So this is an Australian mono I've had since it came out. I think this is superior track selection to the UK. It's just, there's a couple of clangers on it. Congratulations, early Jagger Richards track. Grown Up Wrong, maybe, I don't know. Good Times, Bad Times. Well, it certainly ain't a Led Zeppelin one. Good Times, Bad Times, that's for sure. But I think they've definitely gotten a bit more sophisticated, and I love their version of Susie Q, the old Dale Hawkins rockabilly track. Yeah. So I'll just going a step up above. Okay, I'll just show these because I got both mono and stereo, High Tide and Green Grass. These are not ranked. I'm just throwing these in because they're actually here. And the follow-up, Through the Past Darkly. Love that cover. All right. Then we go, whoops, there's another High Tide and Green Grass. Mono and stereo. If you see this in good nick and it's mono, jump on it. Much better than stereo because I think some of the so-called stereo track or two are actually electronically reprocessed. They're not true stereo. I mean, this is just pretty much, with a couple of exceptions, just as each album came out, they improved ever so slightly. So my next one up will be, some people get a shock out of this one. This album is overrated to me, Aftermath. I remember when it came out, this is my original copy. I bought this when it came out, and I really liked it at the time. They're under the influence of Bob Dylan, they're trying to, because Blonde on Blonde came out. the first 4 tracks are killers, you know. Mother's Little Helper, Stupid Girl, Lady Jane, Under My Thumb. But then they got 2 pieces of absolute garbage to finish off that side. And unfortunately, it's over half that side's length time. Don't You Bother Me and Going Home. Pieces of absolute garbage, you know. Awful. And then on the other side, every track's crap except Out of Time, a classic. So there's only 5 really, really good Jagger Richards tracks on here, even though they're all written by Jagger Richards. That's why now, at my age of 70, I can say this is not a very good album. You know, it's got some good tracks, but it's not the, you know, some sort of grail that people considered it to be at the time. So I like to put Out of Our Heads higher than Aftermath. This is my favourite. This is the 3rd album in Australia and in the USA. I think it might be the same track listing in the UK. I'm not sure. This is my original mono. I really like this. Yeah, there's a couple of crap Jagger tracks. Jagger Richards, Spider and the Flying One More Try, pretty much forgettable nonsense. But it's got Play With Fire on it. Oh my God, I love that. Satisfaction, their cover of Mercy Mercy, Hitchhike. It's got The Last Time, a good version of That's How Strong My Love Is, and I'm All Right, one of their Nanka Felge compositions. Yeah, much more pleasant, much better listen than Aftermath, in my opinion. Yep, this is easy peasy. Don't forget the best one. I forgot the best one before. Going Up the Ladder. This is like Aftermath. I love this album when it came out. This is my original Aussie mono. I still love certain tracks on this. Their songwriting has really, really come to the fore here. They've really nailed it on here. Yesterday's Papers, Backstreet Girl. I mean, Backstreet Girl could have been on Beggar's Banquet. That's their first really mature, you know, there's a couple on Aftermath which would almost be considered mature, except they're very misogynistic, and this is, you could consider Backstreet Girl misogynistic as well. I mean, Mick Jagger's a misogynist, in my opinion. You know, that's why he's always constantly trying to have, you know, doing naughty mummy and daddy things with them. He's got some weird hang-ups, that dude, but it makes for some good songs, you know. Yeah, Connection, I love Keith Richards' first main vocal. Side 2 is not as strong, but at the time, this was like Aftermath. We were going, oh my God, this is so great. But then Sgt. Pepper's and Revolver and Sgt. Pepper's came out at the same time as those two, and they wiped the Aftermath and Between the Buttons. They just wiped them. Okay, so hurry up. Yeah, I forgot some. Get on with it, quick. All right. This will cause a bit of consternation, and I don't give a rat's ass. That's the next on the list. Sticky Fingers. Yep, some good tracks on here. Bitch. Wild Horses. Sister Morphine. It's all right. People put this at number 1. I don't. This is a much better album than that. This is a great album. Let It Bleed, Midnight Rambler, You Got the Silver. What lets this one down is you can't always get what you want, but it's just played to death, so I never want to really hear this again. And Country Honk I don't care for particularly. And we're all down to the last handful. Oddly enough, I got a real soft spot for this. Goat's Head Soup. It's funny, isn't it, me putting Goat's Head Soup in front of bloody Sticky Fingers. You know why I put it in front? Because I forgot to put it behind them. Okay? Say no more. And to finish up, my top 3. 2 copies. One's mono, one's stereo. The wonderful psychedelic, their Satanic Majesty's Request. I will have no one say anything bad about that album. That is the Stones album I've played more than any other. except for my number one choice. And I play it every year, and I'm 70, and I've been playing that album for over 50 years, on and every year. Some of these other ones I haven't played in 20, 30 years. Hurry up. Number 2 will be, had this on vinyl, bought it at the time. Don't know what happened to it. I think it was stolen. I did have a lot of records stolen at one stage. This is not the best sounding CD version. I have the Virgin one from the mid-90s. This is, what can I say? This probably is their best. There's just too many tracks. So I'm going with Beggar's Banquet. Sorry, that was Exile on Main Street, as if anyone wouldn't know what it was. I'm going with Beggar's Banquet as the number one. Almost an acoustic album in a way. I just adore this album. Love it to death. It's the perfect Stones album in my opinion. Anyway, that's enough for now. Hooroo.